Mark chapter 2, it tells of a very brave story regarding friendship. And I pray to God that you will have friends who will believe in you, even in your worst circumstances and conditions. Not those who will walk away from you when your world falls apart. Now, in Mark chapter 2, the Bible records from verse 1, it says, "And again he entered Capernaum after some days, and it was heard that he was in the house. And immediately many gathered together, so that there was no longer room to receive them, not even near the door, and he preached the word to them. Then they came to him, bringing a paralytic who was carried by 4 men. And when they could not come near him because of the crowd, they uncovered the roof where he was, so that when they had broken through, they let down the bed on which the paralytic was lying." I want you to look at the faith of these men and look at their friendship, look at their love, and see how they loved this man to the extent that even when they saw that the room where Jesus Christ was seated was packed to capacity and there was no place for them to even pass so that they could take their friend to Jesus to be healed, you know what they decided to do? They said, "No, we will not give up." They chose to find a way of taking this man up on the roof. And then when they got him to the roof, they had to break the roof apart. Think about it. This is not their house. This is somebody else's house where Jesus Christ has actually gone and he's been invited as a guest. But these guys choose to break the wall apart and lower their friend because they knew that if only this man can come face to face with Jesus, this man is going to get healed. I want you to ask God to bring you friends who will not abandon you in your time of need. It is a godly prayer for you to ask the Lord to bring the right people in your life. I always say the destinies of men are not determined by man, but by God. But for God to fulfill that destiny, God brings a man in your path. But then also, the opposite is true. The destinies of men are not destroyed by man, but by Satan. But for Satan to accomplish that task of destroying your destiny, he equally brings a man in your path. Now, this man was paralyzed. But God positioned friends in his life who were able to come to his rescue at his time of need. They didn't give up on this man because he had been paralyzed. They didn't give up because he could not help himself. But they knew that there's only one way we're going to help this man. And the only way to help him is we take him to the Lord Jesus. And that's exactly what they did. So in this story, I learned one thing, that godly friends who will love you irrespective of your circumstances, irrespective of your situation, they can only come from the Lord. You need friends who are going to remain loyal to you even when the worst has happened to you. You need friends who are going to have your back even when the worst has happened to you. You need friends who are still going to call you their friend even when your world has fallen apart. Now, this man's world, it fell apart. Now, the Bible doesn't tell us his condition before, but what we know is that he was paralyzed. And his friends, they come carrying him. And they looked for room. When they didn't find it, they took a step further by taking him to the roof and letting him down to Jesus. May God send you friends who will stand with you in your time of need. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.